So as I wake up this morning and have myself a delicious Tom Robbins. A Tom Robbins, what is that? A Tom Robbins. Maybe I'll do a video for you guys on how to make one. It's a most delicious sandwich. It's heirloom tomatoes, a little bit of salt, even though everyone knows I'm pretty much against salt. It does have its place. A little bit of pepper, mayonnaise, and white bread. That's all it is. And I got up and had myself a Tom Robbins sandwich. And it got me to thinking as I was clicking on the Instagram and seeing all the curious pictures people post about curious things. I see the McVegan sandwich. And this is something I've been speaking about for a year or so now. And every time that I would leave a video up about veganism and how ridiculous the ideas are, nobody could quite understand what I was saying, because I assume what they need is a direct, like, hey, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly it. And this McVegan sandwich is exactly what I've been talking about. It's a diversion. Veganism is a diversion. Everybody's like, hey, you're eating mayonnaise that you killed a chicken for that, and all this kind of crazy shit. And I'm like, well, you're gonna eat a McVegan. Oh no, I'm not gonna eat that from McDonald's. People, McDonald's, no, that's poison. That's disgusting. But what people have not understood, what people will not, like, they just don't get it yet. You've been eating McDonald's vegan shit from the supermarket since vegan became a thing. It's not worse because it's at McDonald's. The same chemical garbage and the illusion that you're being healthy, the illusion that you're being helpful to the planet, the illusion that you're being nice to animals. It's boxed up, and it's been in the supermarkets, and people are like, oh, I've got these vegan treats that I got from the whatever Rouse's or the Whole Foods markets or Trader Joe's, wherever you go to shop, you're gonna go buy your vegan things. And now people are like, now it's a weird thing because McDonald's is like, well, I mean, you could probably look into what McDonald's has been selling you for years, and it probably has been vegan. Like, quite literally, it's all just chemicals and nonsense and bullshit, and people are just eating it and going, well, they didn't know it was vegan at the time, and now it's like, oh no, it's comes from McDonald's, it can't be good. Well, because vegan diet isn't good for you. It's plastic, it's chemicals, but here it is in real time. At real time, right in front of your face. Now people have like, oh, well, veganism doesn't mean that. Now they want to have a big discussion about vegan diets. And I go, well, I thought we talked about this a long time ago, vegan people. That vegan doesn't have anything to do with diet. Vegan doesn't have, it means nothing about the food you eat, yet everybody wants to stamp vegan on their food. They want to label their food products, the things that they're shoveling into their mouths because their brain doesn't work. And here's more reasons and more of exactly the dilemma, the problem with what vegan means to people. Vegan is a big red button that says, I don't have to think, I don't have to be aware, I don't have to be conscious. All I have to do is find my God, my deity, my diet that says vegan on it, and I'll buy that box of garbage. Doesn't matter what's in it. It didn't hurt an animal. All the while harming themselves, harming their own entity. Well, I won't hurt an animal, but I will eat this chemical laced, like, I don't know where it came from. It's got salts. It's got all of these plastics and this other garbage in it. And do you get it yet? I had to take down all my videos of the vegan debate because too many people were just crying and not listening to the entire thing. But here, eat your McDonald's McVegan sandwich. Sandwich is a funny word. I don't know. Was it who said that's a very Boston thing? Sandwich, Sammy's sandwich. So what's up, y'all? just funny. You wake up and it's just the curious nature of people's capacity to find qualms with things, and then whenever you just delightfully pointed out, like, you know, it's not vegan or not vegan. It's you're doing more harm than good. It's people that always are trying to help, but like you're not paying attention. You're not helping. You're not helping by being a vegan. You're not helping the world by being unconscious. Like it just doesn't work that way. And as much as people want to go, oh, love and light and be aware and be conscious, be vegan, we're helping the world. No, you're fucking it up, because it's just one more way of tiptoeing and going through this minefield of life and going, oh no, but I'm doing the right thing, and you're not. Veganism is not helpful. It never has been, and it never will be. It makes you clueless. It makes you someone that if you were having a debate, I've gone through this many times, that you become religious. Veganism is a religion, meaning that you have a God outside of yourself, that in the moment you can't decipher how to make a proper, valuable choice for yourself. Oh, I do it to not hurt the animals. Well, aren't you harming yourself? You know, go and eat some fruits and vegetables. And see, and people don't get this part of the talk that I give, because they won't get to the point. They'll stop. I can't believe it. You want to go fucking murder animals every day. You want to go kill animals. You want to suck the blood out of a cow's asshole. Like, no, I just was like, just don't eat the chemicals. And now right here in front of your face, here, go eat yourself a McLean, a McDouble in your McMansion with your McStupidity and your Mick Jagger pants on. Listen to your Mick fake music with your Mick phony personality, thinking you're so and get the shirt for it too. Get the shirt that says Mick Vegan, Mick Lazy. We'll call it Mick Lazy. How's that? You're like lazy to even the fact that someone thinks it could even be okay. It's the same thing. I'm gonna try this again. If you go to McDonald's, it's because you're being lazy. But if you're buying a vegan product, it's because you're being lazy. Vegan people are lazy pieces of shit. It means I'm not going to pay attention to what's going on and buy something in the store that is actually healthy and helpful to myself, to the planet, to everything. That's truth, and that's awareness. To be vegan doesn't mean you're aware. It means you're a follower. You're in a cult of insanity. And then I'm over here eating some mayonnaise and like, oh, I can't believe you cracked an egg. You're eating the ovaries. You're eating donkey ovaries. You're drinking milk. Oh, that's the pus from. You're eating bloody pus. You're disgusting. Yeah, you didn't ever have milk from your mother growing up. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Fucking pussy milky nipples from your mother. But we'll go ahead and eat this vegan diet, huh? Vegan, The vegan entity, the vegan identity. Do you feel good? You waking up and you're like sore and like, oh, why does it feel like why do I have Morgellons? Why is there plastic coming out of every pore of my body? Oh, 'cause you're vegan. Well, no, it's not 'cause I'm vegan. I love animals, but I just hate myself. Well, anyways, what's up, y'all? Yeah, vegan truther. Yes, milk from the same species as the child, not from a cow. Well, all mothers are all mothers. Mothers are mothers with milk. Period. And get with the wisdom, my young child. Yeah, a lot more people it'd be wise to find a mother. It'd be wise to find milk. It'd be wise to find honey from the bees. See, I say anything here we got the truthers of the veganese. You're vacant. You're from Vega. It's a star system of people that don't think. With so much compassion for animals, but you hate other humans. You forget all the mistakes you've made in your life. You forget the time when you weren't a vegan, and all of a sudden you've become to the top of the mountain. Oh, like you've been vegan for your entire life. How dare anyone hurt an animal? Oh. And it's like this self-righteous, you know, you're a bunch of tards. See, oh no, how dare you? Don't insult them. No, just to wake you up a little bit. Like it doesn't bother me that you're a vegan. It sucks that later I'm gonna have to explain to you and help you out of your own mental paradigms to put you in a wheelchair because you decided to plasticize your entire consciousness and your entire self. Veganism is a plasticization of your consciousness, your awareness, and your entire body. Your entire body. Like that's what it does. That's the slippery slope I've been talking about for a long time, and we're at it. These vegan people are going to be eating vegan food, which is vacant of nutrition, where they could just go, oh, I'm a vegetarian. You know, you clean yourself up and just eat fruits and vegetables like we're supposed to. In fact, we wouldn't even be eating vegetables. We'd just be drinking water, being breatharians, and maybe dipping into a little fruit here and there. But yeah, thank you for the wisdom, because you're probably gonna change my mind on it. Jump on the bandwagon. Find yourself some vegan friends to be like, well, let's just sit around in a vegan party and be like, how dare these people eat the cows? They're sucking cow tits. Yeah. Exactly, Steve P. What's up, man? Yeah. Yeah, you know, here's the thing, vegan truther, I don't tell people to eat animals. I don't. But people don't usually get far enough to understand what I'm saying when I'm talking about the dilemmas with the vegan awareness. It's a vegan consciousness is what I'm talking about. I'm talking diet again. Read your portfolio on the vegan website. Vegan doesn't mean diet. It has nothing to do with things you're eating. Yet it is popularized in culture today to turn it into what is the cult of veganism that then becomes dietary. Even though they say, well, it's not about what you eat. But then I have to go, well, the word diet means your deity, which means your God. It means everything you ingest. So, of course, the ingestion of information of the vegan consensus, the ideology of what it means to be vegan means to be vacant of mind. You might as well be at the Vatican, the vacant Vatican of vegan agendas. It's the same thing. It boxes up consciousness and leads you astray from your own awareness to make a choice in every single situation that will better your life, better the animal's life too. Which means, like, I'm not saying to go, you know, start slaughtering animals and eating their entrails. In fact, I pretty much speak against it. Because I think it's silly. I think it's silly to go kill animals. I think it's silly to eat meat. But to eat plastic instead, you know, if I got a choice, I'll bless the animal, say thank you for being part of my reality. Hopefully that there's this thing that occurs in life, which is you have an afterlife, which is you going to the next stage of your evolutionary development in what you are as an animal. If you were a chicken, maybe then you become a dog, or maybe you become a human, or whatever. And I'll say, well, that's better for me and everything if I eat this rather than eating plastic, because plastic's not going to help anyone. What's up, y'all? Yeah, Bill Gates. What's Bill? Here you go. Vegan truth. There's your idea. Is Bill Gates is about vaccine. He's about poisoning people. So if he's part of the vegan agenda, imagine what vegan is. It's poisoning people. Vegans don't want vaccines, yet the food they're eating is vaccines themselves. They're vaccinating themselves with plastic. That's the trick. You have to. Motherfuckers out here playing checkers. The people that are trying to poison you and your family and your children and make you addicted to something, addicted to a death cult and a consciousness of unawareness, to have you going to a doctor. If it was good for you, it wouldn't be marketed. What don't you get about this? What don't you get yet? If it was good for you, it wouldn't. The shit that's good for you is free. It's not broadcast to you on the television. If everybody's going vegan, you have to go, whoa, slow down here. What's going on? Why is everybody going vegan? There must be an agenda. You can't get away from that. Marketing is marketing, and marketing is done for corporations, and corporations are corporate. Corporate means corpse. It means dead. The marketing to mark of the beast is the corporation is the dead world. So if it's on TV and they're pushing it, what do you think they're pushing you towards wisdom and life? You think this thing is this whole finally people are getting woke up to the fact that we're just going to save the planet and save the animals. The planet's going to be fine. You're the asshole. Like, pay attention to yourself. You won't need some book, some dietary lists, some Dr. Sebi bullshit. Even that dude was out of his, like, following that is, it just, there's so many, has nothing to do with what they were saying was wrong per se. It has to do with, like, here, figure it out for yourself. I'm gonna put these 3 toys in front of you. Which one do you want to play with? What's the right thing here for you now in this moment? It has nothing to do with following some sort of religious protocols. Veganism is the protocols of Zion. Whoa, that's crazy. But it is. The protocols of the illusion. It's to take you away from making any kind of coherent, thoughtful, generous decision for yourself, what you're putting in your body. This is your temple. And I go, vegan, I have not respected myself. But all of a sudden, this is the thing, people go, I'm vegan because I care about everything. But you don't care about yourself. That's you see, if you cared about everything, yourself would be included, so therefore you would make a wise choice in the moment to say, vegan isn't the right choice. Vegetables are, water is. Milk and butter might be sometimes, honey might be sometimes, but it's surely not eating that plastic. I would happily eat chicken wings, and I'd eat a Kobe steak before I would eat vegan food. That's for damn sure, because I know there's poison in that. But it's because I'm a bloodthirsty demon seed. I'm a Satanist that wants to kill everything, right? It's clueless. Vegan is a corporation, vegan truther. Vegan is a corporation. Vegan itself is a it's part of the corporatocracy. It's a registered trademark thing. It's not this. There's no cultures of veganism. Veganism started like what, in the 60s? But people have been vegetarian for a long time. Stick with the old tried and true truth. Stop labeling and trying to be... See, the people that want to be vegan want to act like they're better than someone. And that's the dilemma. It's a religion. Just say, hey, what do you eat? Well, I don't know. I eat whatever's locally available. I don't know. When in Rome, I don't know. Just participate with humans. Humans don't eat plastic, but vegans do. I'm not a vegan, I'm human. But more like a god. But that's, you can't tell everybody that. What up, Ona Rix Alex? And vegan truther, no, vegan doesn't mean to eat fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds. It doesn't mean that. And go read your handbook. Literally, seriously, I'm being so sincere. Go look it up. This is a non-debatable thing. We're not going to play semantics here. The word and the cult and the thing has nothing to do. Vegan means to not harm animals. To have nothing to do with anything that an animal has pissed, shit, or participated in. But it has moved its way into an agenda. Oh, what up, Cam? You got fat chicks. Oh man, you did it, Cam. You were saying, Cam, that you were trying to get a chick, and you went and did a spell, and all of a sudden they won't stay out for you, huh? Vegan doesn't mean vegan truther. Extend your love to the animals. What does that mean? Go jack off a horse? That's loving an animal. So are you guys animal fuckers? I mean, I'm being funny, but it does not mean that. I'm very loving to animals. I don't need to prove that to you, but I'm loving to animals and humans too. I'm so loving to humans, I'll tell them, hey, don't eat that plastic. Here, eat this vegetable. Because vegetables aren't vegan. Vegans like to claim vegetation. It's a syndrome of people trying to appropriate nature. People talk about cultural appropriation. We're talking about natural appropriation. Nature is nature. Nature is not vegan. Nature is part of the whole system that is organic. Organic mean a living world. Veganism is a dead world. Period. This is all we can look at. Extend your love. I'm going to extend my genitals to a cow because it's more loving to rub a cow's nuts. I mean, what? Vegans have nothing to do with... Vegan doesn't mean fruits and vegetables. They're claiming vegetation. The heresy that I feel towards Mother Earth and Mother Nature and the living world, the heresy that I feel for vegans that try to claim ownership over nuts and fruits and vegetables and pull that into their fold, into their cult of incoherent idiocy, it hurts my soul. It hurts my spirit. It hurts everything because it's clueless. I mean, you out here on, like, people out here on some, like, follow the agenda ritual. You're gonna find real soon, and we're looking at it right now. It's not the right one. A vegan truther. Hopefully when I get to the end, you'll get it. I didn't say eating fruits and vegetables. Eating organic fruits and vegetables means you're eating plastic. I didn't equate the two things. You're using straw man, facetious, silly. You're playing a mental game with yourself. I've always said fruits and vegetables is where it's at. But fruits and vegetables are not vegan. Stop trying to steal from nature. Stop trying to put a registered trademark on everything. Yeah, I got a lifestyle. It's called human. I put anything up about vegan, and here we go. You're batting for the committee. You're batting for the, like, if I said Christians, there would be Christians that show up here and be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. I know everything there is to know about the Bible. And right now you're here like, I'm a vegan. I know everything there is to know about veganism. But you're not being very human because you're not thinking. And so it was that I decided to use my facilities and be human and think for myself and not follow a path or a leader. And I would become my own leader, a leader of my own consciousness. It would include probably fruits and vegetables, but I wouldn't say that those are underneath the umbrella of some guy over here back in 1962 that decided to make the word vegan and put it into a category where let's just have everything synthetic. Vegan means synthetic. If you really dig into the literature, if you really dig into it, vegan means synthetic. It's part of the synthetic world. It's part of DuPont. I'm being very, very, very clear here. It's a registered, trademarked DuPont Plastics. What they're doing is vegan. They're not hurting the animals, but yet if you were a thinker, what you'd realize is all the chemicals and what's going on in the processing of the things that DuPont makes, it's poisoning the air. It's poisoning the planet, which in turn, by proxy, in every way, poisons you and poisons the animals you care so dearly about. The boxes, the plastic boxes that are so vegan, when you throw that into your garbage can and you think you threw it away, remember you didn't throw it away, it's just going somewhere else to poison the earth. But I thought you cared about the planet. I thought you cared about these animals. But you have this plastic piece of shit. But it's vegan. It means don't think too far down the line because then we go, oops, I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I was actually poisoning the planet by not paying attention. What up, Super Champion Rocker? And as I've done this, I've spoke pretty deeply on the raw thing. The raw is not the right thing either. I mean, I'm not saying right. I'm saying correct for you. If you live in, again, this is all has to do with where you live in the world. You would never eat a raw diet of fruits if you lived in a cold climate. It would kill you. Why? Because the viscosity of your blood would be too thin. You wouldn't eat, and it doesn't grow there. There's a reason that people in the north eat things that are cooked. Because they're taking the vegetation from the lower world and using fire to create a meal that then sustains their body by heating up and thickening their blood. So that way they can survive in the cold climates. In the hot climates, they eat the vegetation. They eat the fruits because it's the highest in the air, highest water content. And what you need to do is, if you lived in the north, you'd have to take something that you would need to heat up to take up the starches, and it would take the starches, cook it into a stew. It would thicken it up and then enrich your life, your blood's viscosity, and your entire being, and make you warm when you went outside. You would want to sit around a fire, and then on that fire you'd want to cook your supper, your soup. The word soup comes from supper because it's a northern word. So this raw thing, it's not good, is what I'm saying, unless you live in a climate that constitutes the need to eat just only fruits. Where I live, I could probably survive 9 months a year, maybe 10, on completely fruits. And then two months, I'd probably have to find some vegetation. It's just how it works. It's what the climate would do. But then I think I'm being real smart and being real wise and saying, hey, no, I can do this raw fruit thing 24. I can do this year round because I have an airplane that will deliver me. That's all wrong. You've missed the point. We are of the earth. We are earth people. We are not plane people that live in an aeroplane. We are not people that live in a car. We don't live on a bus. We don't live in a truck. We live on the earth, hand to mouth. The thing that goes from the earth to my hand to my mouth is what's local to me. It has to be. This is the tribe. If you think that you could eat raw food living in Boston without the aid of an airplane, then you've missed the point. You don't understand what's going on. You can't do it. It can't be done. It won't be done. Unless you're really, really, really wise. Then you'd have to get yourself a canning jar. And you'd have to take those fruits from that you would have for a month and a half and can a lot of them. You'd have to have a really, really big garden. But most people don't. So their diet wouldn't include that. So this raw thing, in the same way, is unhealthy, is the same way as the alkaline diet, raw diet, vegan diet. It's all garbage because you're not paying attention. It's like these people are talking about this alkaline water these days. Get a clue. How were people living in 1900? How were people living in 1800? How did we live in 500 BC? Where was the alkaline water? We must have all had cancer and been dying. No, we were living locally, and actually we were living a lot longer, but science and religion has lied to you. And the religion of science. So these dogmatic positions on how to eat, what to eat, has nothing to do other than what's around you. What are you going to source locally? It's a really... See, what I'm saying is I'm being very simple. I'm taking the complexities of life, of everything that you think, and making it very simple. What can you get locally? What should you drink? What should you eat? The most local thing to you is your urine. See? Wait, let me take it back. The most local thing to you is oxygen. Then your urine, and then the next thing you'd find is water, and then you'd probably come across some fruit. Yeah, I mean, we're just making it easy here. To even get near an animal, that's a way far away. To get to plastic, to get to a box, to get cardboard, you'd have to cut down a tree. To get to making plastic, to get to eating anything inside of a grocery store, do you know how many things that you need to interact with to get something from a grocery store? It's it's not human. It's inhuman. Vegans live longer. Well, have fun living a life, a plasticized, unconscious life. I mean, people have been doing it for a long time, being unconscious, but no, you don't. You're using science to define something that's undefinable. You can't figure that one out. No one knows who's vegan. Somebody's driving. If you're driving to work every day, you're not vegan. If you're living in a city, you're not vegan. You're breathing in all that shit. Like, I mean, there's so many. No, it doesn't work that way. I can point to so many cultures eating meat that are very healthy. It's a process of understanding what else is in the blood. I'm not saying it's good to eat the blood, but it's better than eating plastic. What up, Brad Milligan? I mean, vegan truther, I get you, plant-based is a better term. But let's stop doing terms. Let's just be human. Local, we've got it. You know, Noam Chomsky is one of my favorites, and semantics and syntax ruin everything. People are trying to be cute with language. People are trying to be cute with their diet. That's the dilemma. Well, I'm really, this new year, I got the thing. I'm gonna do the yoga, and I got the mat. It was $20 for 10 classes. I mean, it's a deal, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna. On my mat that I got, I think it's vegan. I mean, I know it's made of plastic and it was made in a laboratory and it's probably the chemicals coming off it. But I'm doing it for the environment. I'm doing it for myself. I love animals. In these cosmetics that I'm putting on my face, they're vegan. I just got to cover up who I am. What up, Zenith? Animals have a right to live in peace. Yep. I mean, I don't know where you're getting your rights from. What up, Von Halthron? Von Halthors? What's up, buddy? Humans are not herbivores, buddy. I mean, vegan truther. No, humans are weird. Here's what humans are. Humans go, huh? What's this in front of me? Should I stick this into my mouth? Is this a magical mushroom on a pile of cow shit? Can a vegan eat mushrooms? The food of the gods. Can a vegan eat a mushroom? A magic psilocybic mushroom. Can they do that? It was growing on cow shit. Is that okay? I mean, see, that's the funny thing is humans are an interesting thing. We eat cayenne peppers and hot peppers. There's no other species that eats hot foods, and there's no other species that plays with fire. Yet we have both those things at hand. So we're not herbivores. We're not carnivores. We're not vegetarians. We're human. We're human. There we are. Look at that. Check it out. See? Here we are. A system of colors. A whole variety and complexity of weird, interconnected. There's your brain right there. It's all connected in a weird way down to the tree of life and that are guarded by the two elephants, which are they say elephino. It's an elephant and a rhino. It's because an elephant doesn't forget. And those are the holders of information of your brain, the pillars of your wisdom. You only get wisdom by living a life. You don't get it by becoming religious. You don't get it by becoming, I'm just going to take that path right there. You won't grow. You won't grow. If you knew what you were going to, you were like, oh, do you know what you're going to be when you grow up? If you knew what you were going to be when you grow up, your life would fucking suck. And you'd feel like you're missing something. An experience, maybe. Humans are a colorful collection of experiences. It's not a direction. It's not a directive. It's not a dictation. It's not a dictator. If you have a dictation from someone else, anything, even a thought form, because you aren't your thoughts. If you are dictated by a thought form, a process of logical analysis to get to the next point, because we think we're going to improve the world by being logical, anal analysis, anal, right? An anal cyst, an anal cyst. an analyst. If we become logical analysts of how we'll get to the future by saying we can create a better world by being vegan, we're destroying the world by that, because we're becoming too logical. We're not participating in the grand experience and experiment of what life is. I mean, that doesn't say to go down the street and just start unloading a shotgun on people. That makes no sense. But, you know, because I know people like, well, what do you say? You're some sort of anarchist? I mean, yeah, because it's anarch, right? Nature is anarchist. You put a sidewalk down there next to a tree, the tree's roots will grow up through the sidewalk. Like, what did you think you were gonna tell nature how to work? And this is what people are doing with vegans. This is how it works. We're not following the path that was set out for us. You know what the path that was set out for us was? There wasn't one. It's just infinite. Go wherever you like. Take the road less traveled. You know? And the road less traveled is the place there is no road. Brad Milligan eat the babies all day. And I'm a little behind in your comments, y'all. There you go, Danny Delane. Let the dead bury the dead. This is correct. Unstance, the Mr. Ed Red Rocket. That's amazing. What's up, Mr. Bizzles? Yeah, cheese and eggs, man. Blue cheese is a wonderful substance to ingest for so many reasons. What up, John Shore? There you go, Van Hathors. Stop trying to patent the plants is exactly the size of it. We were put here and said, we were put here, and if there is any sort of god, goddess, architect of the universe, it was like, hey, you have dominion over everything, just don't fuck it up. Just take care of it. And then somebody was like, well, we're fucking everything up, so let's just own everything. Let's just okay, don't okay. Then somebody said we're like a bunch of bulls in a china shop. Don't touch anything. You know, it's like now we can't touch the animals. Don't even be near them. We can't even breathe on them anymore. You know, it's a comedy. It's a comedy of errors and of judgment for humans. We always think the solution is to do something about the problem that we caused. So our solution to murdering 10 billion animals a day and fucking everything up is, well, we still want to do what we're doing, but we can solve it by being vegan and have all of these. No, it's just go back the other way. Just stop killing the animals. That's all. Let's rebrand it. No. We were doing good as humans, and then we started murdering all the brothers and sisters. And then you go, okay, just stop doing that. And somebody goes, no. Actually, what we can do is just sidestep that, and we'll just put a label, and then we'll just keep doing the same thing. Because we need our corporations, we still need our jobs. The vegan thing, just like the weed thing these days, it's a commerce-oriented thing. It's just making more business. That's all it's doing. Yeah, Brandon Downs. Yeah, condemning honey. Yeah, we're in the land of milk and honey. That doesn't just mean milk and honey as in the pineal and the pituitary gland. It literally means milk and honey. Well, vegan truther, I'm glad you eat fruits and vegetables. Good. Then there you go. You've solved the dilemma and all you need to do, which is eat eat the things. I've never said anything different. That's the funny thing about all these. That's why I had to take all of the old ones down, because I was tired of like having to get into a debate with people who didn't listen to what I had to say, or even think for themselves. I don't care if they listen to me. Listen to yourself, and you made a good choice here. There you go. Just eat fruits and vegetables. Then shut your fucking mouth. It's that simple. Walk down the street. Don't kill animals. Pet a dog. Eat fruits and vegetables. There. You're being you. You're being human. Then you go, nah, I'm a vegan. Then I go, no. Stop. No, you just stop with the vegan. You're not Catholic. You're not Christian. You're not Jewish. You're not vegan. You're not you're not a Buffalo Bills fan. You're human, and you're making a choice to eat fruits and vegetables. Stop there. Stop there. And you've already won the game. You're going too far. Just let go of the labels. You don't need to be in that club. You can hang out with the vegans, and they ask you if you're vegan. You're like, no, I'm just me. See, they want you to be part of the club because they can't just do it dolo. They can't just be solo on the journey, on the trip, and say, hey, walk with me for a little while. Would you like to be like me? I'm a human too. Vegans like, no, we're in a club, and if you're part of the other club, we'll destroy you. Kill the humans that kill animals. Do you see the idiocy? We hate the humans that kill animals. Grr. That's what they do. Brad Milligan. Brad Milligan, I've covered that 1,000 times. He said, could I look into the Dr. Bergen, his trace mineral product? I'm getting distilled, but still feel like distilled water isn't found in nature. This could be close to well water. No, I'm these are the kind of things. Please just go listen. No, not please. Go listen to the rest of my videos. Go listen to Andrew Norton Weber. All you find in nature is distilled water. It's a non-issue. I've covered this countless times. Hundreds of videos on it, I'm sure. Look up Andrew Norton Weber, Aquarius the Water Bearer. Distilled water is what humans drink. It's what comes out of the rain. It's what the rain is. It's what, it's what's in fruits and vegetables. It's distilled water. And then living system. It's a living system. So no, I'm not going to look into Dr. Berg's trace minerals because I've covered it countless times. Trace minerals are not for humans. Honey is bee food. You know what? Semen is your mother's food. My semen is your mother's food. How's that? I mean, take their honey and they die off. Yes, we've killed the bees. We've ate all their honey because bee collecting, the honey collecting that's been going on since ancient Egypt. I mean, we haven't killed the bees. The mead are part of the media. The mead is part of the magic of the world. The honey is part of it's. The bees would have been dead if we were killing them. It's just you're being lied to. Open your brain. What up, Preston Boyd? I'm gonna cover myself. I'm gonna cover myself in blue cheese and honey, and just eat myself. It'd be great. What's up, Pixie Ann? There you go, Pixie Ann. Eating local is what's up. I mean, it's the only thing that you can live on. The only thing, because it comes back to this. If I get away from all the humor and become really specific in what I'm saying here, we live off of the electrical system, which is the breath that we take gives us oxygen. And that oxygen is we can play it and break it down in a lot of different ways, but our source of energy is electrical. And the food that we eat needs to be electrically charged, or else it doesn't matter. That's really what it boils down to. And so our system of ingestion is completely about what's local. You can't ingest something that's 1,000 feet away. You can only ingest what you put in your mouth. So if it's not local, then it's not for you. It's so much simpler. Like that's the thing is to think that we need some goji berries from the Fiji Islands and we need some this from over there. It's that's not how humans work. That's not how any. How would an animal work? Are we? What are we dropping off? How do the animals eat? They eat what's local because that's all they can do because they don't have thumbs and they don't have cars and they're eating what's local. So that's what humans should do. Why? What do we? You think you're smarter? This is again why we've caused more chaos in the world by thinking we're smarter, by going and designing some sort of object that will fly us from here to there in a day to get us some fruits to bring back. Like no, you missed the point. You're supposed to eat the fruit there because the energy of the system was being wherever you were, interacting with the life, the community, and the tribe that was on the land in that local area. You don't take back. You might take a token. You might take a token of appreciation, an object, a talisman's idol from where you went, and have tiny little like here's a system, a token of remembrance from somewhere you went. But you can't take the food. You don't take the food. The food was for you when you were there. Hmm. Elephants, vegan truther. Elephants are not vegan. Elephants are not vegan. Elephants are elephants. Wow, you're making me shake this thing. Like if you were my child, I would shake the shit out of you. I would. I would. You're brainwashed. No. You need a brainwashing. Somebody needs to clean your brain with like distilled water because elephants are not vegan. Elephants are somewhat herbivore, somewhat vegetarian. They're not vegan. They didn't walk down and like, hey, can we patent this idea to buy some shit in the store? No, they're not vegan. They're not harming animals. I guarantee you'll find elephants beating the fuck out of other animals that try to, come up in their tribe and destroy them. They'll take life. If you went up to you're probably the kind of person that if you went near an elephant, they would kill you because they could smell your inauthenticity. So, I'm just joking, somewhat, because you're just not getting it. Animals are such, they'll kill something else. And in fact, they will end up eating a dead body. They're just like that movie that everybody watched with all the blue people, where when they killed something, they make sure they use all of it because they respected the fact that they had to take a life. An animal will kill you, just like a rhino will kill you. They both practice pretty much a vegetarian lifestyle, but that doesn't make them vegan, and it doesn't make them not killers either. It's not their lifestyle to be going hunting things down. But if I don't know, a couple lions or tigers come up and try to fuck with their crew, the elephant, the rhinoceros, the hippo will goods, and they'll eat it. So you're shake the shit out of you. Mm. Yeah, Von Hunthorst. People thinks anarchy means absolute chaos. Yeah, this is one of the other. This is the biggest ever is Nazi and anarchy. Ooh, you see a big swastika. Well, you don't even understand it's a sun symbol and it has nothing to do with Nazis. I mean, you go through the whole history of what that symbol actually stands for, and it's sun worship. Um, I'm not going to go into all that right now, but um, it's the same thing with anarchy. You look at this symbol; it's an A. It's all like black everywhere, and it's like kids that are doing stupid shit at a party. We're gonna destroy everything. No, that's the misrepresented version of anarchist. Because an anarchist is anarchist, somebody that creates arcs. It's the highest form of life. It's what all things are. And then people misconstrued, misidentified, mislabeled what anarchy was. What up, Logan? Landthrip, what's going on, man? What up, Weeboo Fiendly Carol? You got this. You got to see me with the wild hair up my ass. Exactly, Jordan Whelan. It's funny when you tell people the label they will give you, but if you give them the answer of being human, choosing to eat fruits and vegetables, they ask more questions. Yeah, it's like a what? It's kind of like you hand somebody a piece of paper and a pencil, and you just like go ahead, draw anything you want. They're like, well, like what though? Like no, anything you want, just draw it. And then it's the infinite possibility is too complex. um, Danny Delane, I have not tried mapacho tea. I'll check it out. I never even heard of it. And mixing semen with anything that won't kill the nutrition, I would assume any like, I mean, you look into some old recipes for making bread, and it said that witches used to uh, bake bread, and they would sit on it. And the story is this is where yeast infections came from. Because if you wanted a lover, what you would do is you'd take bread and you'd sit on it, and so your aroma, your smell, and the essence of you would get into the bread, and they would eat it, and they would be attracted to you. That was the idea, and so I'd assume in the same way you could use something, a flour or something with semen. I don't. I'm sure there's books out there on it. Cooking with semen. What up, Onrix Alex? Um, and yeah, I did. Hey, Honorix Alex. Let me fix this up here. Oh. Do I think that one meal a day would be sustainable? The calorie thing is a joke. There's no such thing as calories in nature. It doesn't work that way. Calories have nothing to do with it. Um, yes, absolutely. One meal a day is the way to go. You'd eat at the end of the day. The day is to build up your appetite, and then you would just eat one huge meal at the end of the day. Like just eat you've feasted. You live the day, then you just feast. You fall asleep. You gain the energy at night. You wake up and you have a day. Drink some water, maybe some tea. I mean, this is like look into a lot of different cultures. They drink butter tea or they drink chai, and that's basically their diet throughout the day, and their meal is small. So, I mean, yeah, one meal a day is actually I've promoted that for quite a long time. Do I practice it myself? Sometimes, but it just depends. Again, it's for me, it's local and what's going on. Like during Mardi Gras, am I going to eat one meal a day? No, I'm probably going to eat all day, and I'm going to be drunk all day, and it's going to be a party and a fun little event. But then afterwards, I'll have a fast for a couple weeks. Might not eat anything. So again, it's fasting and feasting. Look into my videos on fasting and feastings and how the Mayans existed, and how their calendars work. What's up, TikTok? Yeah, Van Hathors. Yeah, take the symbols back, man. They're your symbols. It's like people are like, oh, don't use the number, don't use this symbol because that means you're this, or don't do this because then you're Illuminati or whatever. Like, yeah, we are all Illuminati. I've said this before. I'll just dip in this real quick. Everybody out here talking shit on Freemasonry and Illuminati, and it's like you realize that if you went to school, you already went through the system. You were graduated. You gradiated. You went and put that mortarboard and cap on. You're already in the system. You've already been put into the wall, into the brick wall. Like you're part of it. I mean, yeah, you can choose to go a different route afterwards, but if you went to school, you're part of it. You're born, you're part of it. As soon as you get that birth certificate and you're on the ship, it's all there is to it. And so it's just a matter of re-identifying with what these symbols actually mean and say, oh, well, we can't use the number 13. There's no 13s in hotels. There's no 13th floor. Like, of course there is. Why?
Why isn't there? Why don't they use it? Because it's powerful. Because they don't let you know that you can use it. Because there's too much power in it. If you understood the capacity of what 13 represents and what it actually energetically means, yeah, there are no such thing as numbers really in the real world, but there is some sort of you know, it's like Tesla said, if you understood the importance of 3, 6, and 9, you would understand quite a bit, right? There's it's all about relationship values. But I'm not gonna go down that. We're not gonna go that deep on that talk right now. Weeboo Findley Carroll. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't go through life without labels, but even saying you're human binds you to the physical, which could prevent spiritual growth. I disagree completely. It, spiritual and physical is not separate. My spirit is inside of my body. Most people's spirit gets lost to an idea of what the physical world is. Okay, but my spirit is here still in my body. There's no spirit. Everybody talks about spiritual growth. My spirit is the same size it's always been. What is it growing to? What is it going to become? It doesn't. That to me is just one more semantic thing. Like, oh, people need. I would say, oh, I'm spiritual. I'm in the spiritual path. Like, okay, what does that mean? What, you know, I went through that. I thought, okay, 20 years ago, I was like, oh, I'm spiritual now. Like, what the fuck does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It just means getting in tune with whatever you are vibrationally. There's no such thing as spiritual growth. You think you become bigger? Show me the biggest thing that you've ever seen. An animal's spirit, a horse's spirit is bigger than yours, right? I don't know. it's a curious thing when people, that's one more division. We say physicality is separate than mentality is separate than spirituality. Oh, there's the first divide. The first divide was the saying that the spirit and the body are different. If you're so spiritual, then you don't have a body. But your body is the containment for the spirit, right? So, but it's bound together, so it's not something different. You don't get to spiritually advance. What does that? I mean, to get bigger spiritually, it doesn't. To me, that's just one more talking point for people that want to sound a certain way. You know, like, sound like you're spiritual. Oh, I do the thing with the stuff, and I'm like, yeah, don't hurt the things, and I levitate everywhere I go. I'm so good. I'm so good at spirit. hmm. But yeah, man. Though Weeboo, Finley, Carol. Yeah, it's just a matter of like that separation of the essence of self. What is self? Self is spirit. Self is body. Self is mind. Yeah, we can improve the quality of those things, not the quantity. What's up, not all knowing? My thoughts on breatharianism? I think it's very possible. But you couldn't live in this. You couldn't live in a city. You couldn't. There's not enough electrical charge in the air. To be a breatharian fully, 100% full time, you'd have to live in a high electricity environment. And high electricity is also high oxygen. You'd have to live in the mountains. You'd have to live in a cave, possibly. You'd have to live somewhere that not too many filthy humans with their filthy electrical shit that is, actually pulling ionization out of the air and, polluting everything. You couldn't live in a city. It couldn't work. You could live close to it. You could live like, breatharian, maybe like, you could live like 5 days a week and then 2 days a week juice. Like that's, but you'd still have to have a pretty decent practice of going to the park and having a lot of deep breathing, and you'd be a lot of things that you'd have to change about lifestyle, but you couldn't, it'd be a damn near impossibility to do it in any major city. Oh, what up, Ken McCann? Okay. Cool, man. What up, Dimitri? Spooky triangles. Yeah, man. Hmm. Vegan truther. That's a really. Thank you for asking me an important question and getting out of the rigmarole. Should we live our life causing as little harm as possible or not? Harm to what? Let's start there. You know, because that's the thing. I go back to the original thing that I said that is often overlooked with the whole vegan thing is everybody wants to. I'm gonna be respectful and help the planet and help the animals. I don't care. I'll hurt myself. It's this savior complex. Oh, I don't care. I don't care if it's unhealthy for me. All I care. This is oftentimes, very many times, and in fact is in the guidelines for the veganism. I don't care if I harm myself as long as I'm not harming animals or the world. Well, in fact, you are harming animals and the world if you harm yourself. So where does it start? Don't harm yourself. And harming yourself would be doing what most vegans do. It'd be doing what most meat eaters do too. It's just a trick. It's a mind trick. You think you're doing something better for the planet, for others, and for yourself, and you're not. So where do you start with causing least harm? You start causing least harm with not cutting yourself, not breathing in noxious fumes, not going to the grocery store and spending dead presidents. I mean, these things are all, it's all inclusive to self. If you're not improving your own life, then what are you doing? Vegan truther. I think Reality Files. I think he was kidding about the stuff. Yeah, Wim Hof's what's up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Harm and harmony. Electric Cell. Yeah, man. I think the harm in harmony is the idea that people um, it's it's like you have to obtain harmony. Like it's something to get. Harmony exists in allowance. It just is. Things are as they are, and here we are. Let's dance, right? There's no harmony in dancing. We're just dancing. But the harm comes in saying, "Here is how you dance." Look at those two. If you were to watch a dance, here, try it this way. If you were to watch a dance competition, and you see these two people performing this perfect dance, I guarantee those fucking two people hate each other. Imagine that. You're like, oh, look at the perfection. Look at the beauty. Look at that. They're dancing. They're fucking dancing. They're doing it. They're doing the damn thing, right? They're dancing. And people are like, oh, 10 score them the best. Oh, amazing. After the show, they're like, fuck you, I hate you. You know how long it took to learn that dance? It looked harmonious, and it was very harmonious to their spirit. But if you're just out there dancing, there's no harmony. People be, if you're dancing with somebody new, you're going to step all over their toes. They're going to step on your toes. They're going to be flipping people are going to be wilding out and just, I mean, it's just going to turn into like a clusterfuck. But it's going to be enjoyable because it's going to be present, and people are going to be enjoying themselves and laughing and dancing and hooting and hollering, and it's a whole hullabaloo, right? But the moment everybody goes, okay, we need to perfect this dance. We need to be in harmony. We need to be in unison. They've destroyed the dance. Mm. Eating fruits and vegetables is not harming me. Where is my logic? Vegan truther. Look up. Look up eating actually fruits and vegetables. Eating fruits and vegetables are harming you. Look up somebody help me out here with his name. Hilton Hotima, the son of perfection. Look up any of Hilton Hotima's work. We're talking about electrical charged universe. By eating anything, you're harming yourself. You're destroying the atomic bond of what's in there. You yourself are the atomic man. You need to do nothing. You also, but you can't be here consuming this thing. You can't be consuming food. You can't be consuming the gases out of a tailpipe. But the son of perfection, the atomic man, the atom itself eats nothing. See? How do you think the cell division that occurs to create you? It doesn't eat anything. There's no food. You don't eat food. You eat food, and I eat food, and the dog eats food, and all these things. We're consuming things because we're participating in the devil plane. We're participating in Eve's material world. We're dancing in Satan's playground when we consume something, because then it gives us this bodily form. But the atom that I'm made of is empty space, and it's fed nothing. There's no battery, there's no charge for it, it's free. You're made of free energy, and then you're like, where am I going to get this energy from? And then we start eating this food, but the food is actually what's killing you. So fruits and vegetables are harming you. That's the truth. But it's enjoyable. We're enjoying killing ourselves. Well, at least some of us are. I enjoy the things I consume most of the time, but I don't need to consume them. But where would be the journey if I didn't consume things I didn't need? I consume all sorts of things I don't need. If we got right down to it and say, what do you need? What would the answer be? Not much of anything. You hold your breath right now. You don't need oxygen, at least for a little while. Then we go, fuck, how long could I have really lasted without oxygen? And all of a sudden, when do we need water next? Well, it depends on where you are. If you're in a very moist climate, your skin would be taking in the water. You might not even need to piss. All of a sudden, like, oh shit, do I need to eat, really? So no, you don't need to eat. Fruits and vegetables and nuts and berries are all poisoning you. This is certain. Thoughts on Aleister Crowley? I dig Aleister Crowley. I got no problem with him. I never met the guy. But as far as I can tell from the readings of his books and the things that I've seen him say, he seems like a pretty delightful human being. My favorite tarot deck is that Russian Tsar deck that I have. That red and gold one that you've seen. 11 locks. I don't know if you'll find that anywhere else. I've never seen it before, and everybody that knows cards that I've shown it to is like, what the hell? Where did you get this? I don't know. It's called the yeah, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, man. It's a Tsar deck. It's gold and red. If I could, ask me again in another video or hit me up on the email, and I'll try to find the name of the deck. I just don't have it with me. What up, Cro-Magna? Yeah, blue light is funny stuff, man, John Shore. The blue light pollution is an interesting one. Yeah, Cro-Magna, the mating dance rituals. That's what's up. Cool, Vegan Truth. I'm glad you enjoy, man. I'm glad you're not taking it too serious when I'm like being, I'm not being insulting. I'm just being funny with it because I've noticed people need to take a joke more. Like, it's a fucking joke. Relax. It's not that big a deal. We're all out here fumbling around. We're all sitting out here groping in the dark. I mean, that's just what it is. What up, Dong Cheetal? Dong? Yeah, Dong Cheetal, I might join you on the Woken Toke. I might join you there. Don Cheadle, doesn't your brain flip the image upside down? Well, see, I don't know. You know, this is what they say. how can you know that? How can anybody know that? I'm being very, very sincere. How could you know that? Because this thing that's in front of me here, this is definitely not upside down. It's right there, right? Like, this is dense. It's less dense up here. It's sitting there. It looks that way to me. Somebody goes, well, your eyes are fooling you because it flips things over. Well, really? Does it? Or is that just what somebody's telling you? How many things have we unanimously agreed upon because science, those science guys, just like those religious guys, told us? Do you know DNA exists? They tell you don't do drugs, but then the two people that figured out the DNA existed were high out of their fucking minds on LSD. Really? Have you ever seen DNA? They show you digital pictures of it. They show you some drawing of it. Does it exist? Anybody likes to play these games? You don't know that. I mean, we already know the things they talk about, like DNA tests and where you're from. We know these to be absolutely certifiably false. It's bullshit. You can't. These are things you can't not know. You just don't know. So there's too much information we take as truth that is actually just a facsimile of truth. What up, Ray Nava? Dong Cheeto, groping in the dark is exactly right, man. It always is. The longest urine fast I've done, just on urine, maybe like 5 days. Griff, yeah, the longest urine therapy, the longest that people have done. Oh boy is doing a 40-day one right now. I know that Wiley Schmidt just got done, I think, with 11 days. And I know that David Phillips was doing 40 days. I don't know how he's doing on it. He was supposed to start at the new year, so he'd be at day 12 now, I guess. Day 11 on straight urine. So, and superpowers, I assume so. Why not? Like, you start to connect with the electric universe and what telekinesis is and what your powers are. I would say you'd unlock a lot of those things for sure. Oh, TikTok. I think that's a great question. What's my thoughts on shapeshifting? Not talking about reptilians and stuff. Yeah, I think the human body is as Electric Tau was put before, a morphling, and so we're morphing and reshaping. So you're reshaping who you are all the time. Like people accept that you can reshape the size of your muscles, and that you can reshape the kind of fat that you have, but like, those are all coming from the quality of your blood. And that quality of your blood can also, because everything in your body is re-exchanged. Like, your bones aren't the same in 9 months. Your liver is replaced every 7 days. Oh, and this is a little side note. Your liver is replaced so often, and your stomach is replaced so often. I think your liver is replaced every 40 days. This is proof that, so many things say, oh, this is causing liver cancer. This is causing certain... No, your organs are always reproduced. The cancer itself is reproduced. If you just change your diet, you're not losing the cancer per se. Like, in a sense, like, if you have cancer now and you have cancer 10 years from now, it's not the same cancer. It's meant to be understood that way, because everything in your body is recreating itself all the time. So, yeah, your body, everything you do, shape-shifting, sure, why not? You get stronger, you can get weaker, you could change all sorts of aspects of self, but most people just think you're just changing muscles or fat. But you're also changing, diseased organisms, you're changing your eyesight. So you're changing your hearing. You're changing all sorts of aspects of you. So why not? Why not to a higher degree? The only why not is because most people don't attempt to take it that far. Because most people aren't in a position health-wise enough to actually adjust the rest of their body. You could adjust your height. Why not? It would just take a little longer. If you want to be taller, why not? What's stopping that from happening? perception of thinking it can't happen. Because you're starting from a point where your body needs to get rid of too many things. That how do you expect to build if you're in a stance of cleansing? There was an Instagram post I seen the other day, and it was one of those spiritual wannabe channels, and they're like, oh, I learned, it was some comment that they learned that every day is an opportunity for healing. And I was like, that's such a silly position to take. If you're always in a state of healing, then you can never be growing. People, this is a lot of the things that I talk about too, is people have this general idea that health, and I like the idea that health is a journey, it's not a destination. I like that. But that if you're always healing, how can you be growing? You can't do them simultaneously. And so most people have a mindset that they're always cleansing, and if you're always cleansing, then you're always sick. And if you're always sick, then you're always diseased. And if you're always diseased, you're not living and healthy and growing. So there needs to be a position of saying, I'm perfect the way I am. I'm good. And that mentally, all of a sudden, stops cancer growth, stops everything from decaying and being diseased, and then go from there into growth. I mean, you can't just wildly assume that if you're, 250 pounds and you got like diseased shit is going on, you got to fix that first. But to be in a position, let's say you've done all the fasts and you've cleansed all the organs, to keep the mindset that you still need to fix something, that's a mental illness in the sense that, like, I'm broken. That's a poor man syndrome, that I'm broken and I'll never be fixed, and we can't improve upon this. And a lot of people get stuck in that. Most people in the quasi-spiritual health community, they stay in a state of believing that they're sick all the time, that there's something that needs to be changed and fixed and enriched, and that in itself is what keeps people from being healthy. It's what keeps people from being whatever the hell they want to be. Oh no, we're still healing. No, well, there's nothing to heal. Just stop. Like right now, if we consider it this way, the planet doesn't need to be healed. You just need to stop beating the shit out of it, right? Like right now, like everybody's like, how can we heal the planet? What can we do? What can you do? You just stop, sticking the needles into the earth and sucking the oil out. You just stop doing the shit that they're doing to poison it. And then that's good. Then you go from there. That same thing for self. But everybody's too involved. It's like, no, we can fix this. We can go to the doctor. We can go to the hospital. We can fix the fact that we're having problems out there on the earth by changing our source of energy to this and do this. But it's always something else that we're trying to figure out. There's nothing to figure out. It's just stop doing the shit that's getting in the way of you being healthy. Very simple process. All you need to do is have your tubes clean. To see with your eyes, to hear with your ears, I can smell. There's nothing I need to fix. What's up, Gary Baxter? Dong Cheeto, did I have trouble leaving old personality traits behind, a self-realization journey, and a social tendencies holding you back? Yeah, man. I mean, I'm no different, and I'm no more or less than I've ever been. I try not to think about it too much, because you'll get stuck in a thought loop. Like, what can I do to be different? What can I do to be better? And it's like, I don't think there's anything to do. I'm the same inglorious asshole as I was last week. Beautiful to some people, completely disgusting to others. It's just the way I am, and I embrace it, and I like it. I enjoy it. Sometimes sometimes I wake up like, that was a stupid maneuver or whatever. But who cares? Move on. Keep it moving. KIM, keep it moving, right? So Like a lot of people are too addicted to the need of change, too addicted to the need to be healthy, too addicted to the need of anything outside of whatever they are right now. And anything that I've improved upon or changed or altered or morphed in my life has just been um, just a result of my mind's environment, the environment around me. I don't know. It's just so many different things that go into my experience. But I don't. I try not to get sticky. You know, don't get stuck to anything. So yeah. You can feel your hair, TikTok. That's wicked. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Cro Magna. That's what's up, man. You do 5 days of water, lemon water, and tea fasting, and sometimes alcohol before the urine. Yeah. As I was telling y'all the other day, I was like, hey, all my videos on this alcohol thing, I'm trying to let people know, like, again, I'm not out here telling people to drink as much as I do or to overuse alcohol because it's not for everyone. But there is an animal that has proved a lot of shit that I'm talking about that people should look into. It's called the pen-tailed um, tree, the pen-tailed tree shrew, and it subsists. Its diet is 100% alcohol, and it's apparently one of the most ancient species ever, and it's an Indonesian thing, and I assume there's other animals that have a very similar diet, and there's a lot of animals that do drink a lot, elephants included. They love gin. Elephants love gin. So, um, interesting enough, there's huge amounts of benefits. All these people out here, oh, alcohol is no good. It's it's bad for the system. It gives you liver cancer. No, your diet of fat globules gives you a fatty liver. How the hell do people think you're gonna get a fatty, diseased liver, fatty, out of alcohol? There's no fat in alcohol. It's the fact that you're drinking a bunch of alcohol and then eating globs of cheese on pizza whenever you your diet is, oh, my grandfather, he was an alcoholic and he died from liver cirrhosis. What did he eat? Oh, you mean those steak and eggs with the bacon covered cheese doodles? Didn't have nothing to do with it. See, this is the alcohol was what kept your grandfather alive for 30 years. The cooked fat globules of the bacon and the fucking that's what gave him the liver that didn't work. See, this is just obvious. This is just logic. This is simple. How does alcohol, it's a solution, give you fat? It doesn't. It can't. It's a cleansing agent. But you can over cleanse yourself and burn yourself out. Remember that. Don't go too far with it. Trump does have some hair antennas, huh? Yeah, I don't. The resonant frequency of the hair, I don't know. I think, you know, obviously, whenever my hair is up versus down, the kinds of people that I'll interact with is completely different. Sometimes it's visual for people like, oh, holy shit, you have all this hair. And other times it's more of just an energetic quality. I can't, I don't know what it is, but certainly if I'm tying this up like this, it's holding my energy atop my head over the spiral into my skull right here. So this protects it somewhat. It's kind of uh, uh, like a dread, right? Like a dreadnought. Those are doing something. And then having straight lengths of hair is different as well. So dimension extensions, wicked, yo. Yeah, let me know if you come down here. We get down for sure. Dimension extensions. I've always felt like urine has oftentimes given me a euphoric feeling. I mean, I feel like there's a certain type of energy in it. I don't know. I don't know what you'd, if it's tachyon energy or what you'd call it, but it seems to have some. It does have chi in it. It does seem to be. It's a living thing, right? It's a living food. Yeah, TikTok. It's fun. Yeah, whenever I'll put up two little two pigtails, right? Those that affects. You know, again, it's like how you dress is not only just for dress if you're doing it, but also it's different harmonics too. Brad Milligan, enjoy that. Enjoy the tree, checking out the tree shrew, and it's cool because it's called a pentail, because it looks like it has a quill as a tail, a writing instrument, which is very interesting to me that it's writing and drinking and writing. Like all the great writers are all a bunch of sloppy drunks. Pental tree shrew. There you go. Yeah, some people, I don't know. Gin might not work for a lot of people. You probably want to do, if it's making you feel cloudy, you probably want vodka. You want a really high grade quadruple distilled vodka that there are some. I think I was telling John Shore about this. In fact, maybe that some vodkas out there are actually alkalinic. So if you're into that whole alkaline acid thing, thinking that might, you know, you might need alkaline water. You can find alkaline vodka. Google the pH levels of vodka, and you'll find yourself some vodkas that are up in the 8 pH range. They might be a little more expensive, but maybe healthier too. Gin and tonic and lemon, elephant bar. Yeah, Monkey 47 is what's up. I've never had it, but I've heard about it. Absinthe is awesome too. I mean, again here a quick one on the alcohol. The alcohol, if you have a clear spirit, vodka is a clear spirit. So this is why Russians eat with their vodka, because it's just a delivery system. It's a cleansing unit. If you wanted to cleanse your body, the best thing to cleanse your body with would be vodka. Very distilled, no TDS, just like straight clear, right? Clarifies you. Then when you get into tequila, that's an upper. It's a stimulant because of the plant they use, and gin uses all the different botanicals. So you're actually ingesting the gin, the genie, the gins, Jinn, the energies and the spirits of that. It's less cleansing and more for event, like party, dance, or healing, because all of the botanicals in the gin it will do certain things in certain ones of your certain organs, right? Depending on the elements in the plant life that's used. But instead, if you just want a house cleaning, it's vodka, because vodka means water. It's a water and fire. It's the fire water. It's burning and cleaning at the same time. And I'll just jump in here on the raw meat thing, vegan truther. I've eaten raw meat before. I enjoy it. I'm not a carnivore, but I mean, if I were in nature, doing a natural thing, doing the thing, and came across an animal that was trying to fuck me up, and I killed it, I would eat its raw meat. I'd have no problem with it. In fact, the blood is energy. The energy is. Now, I'm not saying to go start hunting animals, but raw meat, raw fish. Yo, some sushi? B, you don't like raw sushi? Sushi's the joint, man. That's good stuff. That's health. You're talking about like some like ancient wisdom keepers, the Asians living on the Japanese and living on the island, eating a fish-based diet, kung fu knowledge. I mean, people are like, oh, don't eat rice, don't eat fish. I'm like, these motherfuckers out here eating rice and fish, immortal. The women look like they look like they're 20 until they're 90. And people out here like, don't eat fish, don't eat rice. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not quite understanding how this works yet. This is right. Weebu Fiend Lee Carroll. Tobacco does not give you cancer. Tobacco is a heating and drying element. It's all of the chemicals in tobacco. There's nothing wrong with tobacco. Tobacco is it's a spirit. It's an energy, and it shouldn't be used as such. You shouldn't be smoking 2 packs of chemically laced shit all day. This is why I really find so much silliness with people like, oh, don't there's these people that love weed, that they just want weed to be legal, and they hate alcohol and they hate cigarettes. I'm like, okay, the tobacco is the masculine form. It's the masculine counterpart of marijuana, right? There's energetic principles to this that the shamans would use. It's the chemicals that's the problem. There's 50,000 deaths a year because of tobacco. No, it's not because of tobacco. Stop lying. Stop being a fucking liar. Stop not thinking. The tobacco wasn't killing anyone. The tobacco was healing people. It's all the chemicals that are killing people. And it's not alcohol that's killing people. Stop being fucking stupid. This is the thing that I just go, how aren't people understanding this? It's not the alcohol that's giving you liver cancer. It's not the alcohol. It's your fucking diet. It's all the other dog shit you're putting in your face. It's not the cigarettes. It's the chemicals in the cigarettes. It's the fact that you're smoking 50 chemically laden. You could put the same chemicals on anything. You could smoke anything you want. If there's chemicals in it, that's what's going to be giving you the cancer. And so there's all of these like people out here like, weed's going to cure everything. No, weed's going to become your next addiction. Weed is this is everybody out here. Oh, I smoke weed every day. Well, you're addicted. You're clueless. You've lost it. You're not understanding. It should be used recreationally, just along with everything else. Should be recreational. Shouldn't be like medicine. Well, I'm going to cure my cancer. Well, why the fuck do you have cancer? Ask yourself, why do you have cancer? I got to smoke weed to fix well, why do you have cancer? All that food that you've been eating that's giving you cancer. Okay, now remove that and you don't have cancer. The weed will help you get rid of that for a couple reasons, because it's going to make you change your diet and because it's going to add a few elements to your system, but it's not fixing it. I'm going to smoke weed till the day I die. Montel Williams said this. I'm going to smoke weed till the day I die because it fixes my whatever disease he has. Well, why do you have the disease? Fix the problem with the disease and you don't need all of the other things. Exactly, John Shore. Raw meat can heal too, yes. That's wicked, Crow Magna. Oh man, hey Gary Baxter, you gonna send me some of that raw tobacco, homie? That would be fucking lovely. I've only had like homegrown tobacco once, and it was actually when so funny, Gary. I think I talked to you about this once. When I went and seen Daniel Vitalis in North Carolina, kind of where you live. You said you live near Asheville, right? It was somewhere down there. I forget exactly where, but I'd smoked like homegrown tobacco. It was pretty awesome. Danny Delane, tobacco tea. I've never. Tobacco tea. I never had. I'm sure it's pretty cleansing though, huh? Hey Griff, there you go. That's excellent. The zero water pitchers versus a distiller. Yeah, let's keep it simple out here, man. Distillation's where it's at. Yeah, Cro Magna. Maybe I'll order some Monkey 47. Maybe I'll do that today. Maybe if any of you weirdos want to put some tokens into my account, I can order myself some Monkey 47, and I'll come on here drunk off the Monkey 47 like a drunken monkey. And talk some shit for y'all. Vegan truther, I don't know what you were saying about the whole animal or processed. I don't know what's that in reference to. Chrome Magna with the gins. That's what's up, though. Rub the genie's lamp, the genie's lamp. Super Champion Rocker. I mean, yeah, I think that's just one more thing. Is it full of parasites? I mean, man, everything is toxic these days, man. You know, you're not getting away from it. It's like you take in the things and then you clean yourself. You know, you go party and get a little dirty and you clean yourself. It's just wash, get dirty and repeat. You know, wash, get dirty and repeat. Feast and fast and repeat. But if you're getting good sushi, like I can't imagine it being full of parasites. I think that's just I think that's just like a scare tactic, really. Especially getting back to like, dude, how are all of these cultures living for as long as they have on this stuff? If they were full of parasites, they would not be like, you know. There's much wisdom in these ancient, long-lived, good-looking, oily, beautiful cultures, you know. Gary Baxter, so we are clear the season is over. What's up, Sun Soul? They say the earth tilts. Yeah, only thing that's tilted is your brain. What up, Hat 05? Yeah, electric tile. Cancer is not a disease. This is correct. Cancer a is basically the same cellular structure as everything else in your body that is disorganized. It's disinformation. It's diseased. It's the information gets coagulated basically. So you like, it's not it's calling it a, you know, it's not a trouble. Cancer is not a trouble. When it's too much of it and gets in the way of things, certainly. But it's basically just, it's really no different than fat. It's just you just need to get rid of it by doing things that are a pro life, pro health. It's not really, yeah, like, you know, calling it a disease is a little different than saying like different kinds of, how to put this. Most diseases will have a symptomatic response. Like there are no symptoms to cancer really. Like nothing goes wrong. Like here, look, there's a little. I've got probably a little piece of chunk of cancer on my arm somewhere, right? There's no symptom to it. There's a symptom to say different types of liver, kidney, lung disorders, coughing, etc., etc. So you find symptomatic responses so in that way you're diseased. But cancer itself is just a storehouse of information that is not organized, unorganized information. So it's really doing nothing. The only thing is, cancer doesn't kill people. It's always the drugs they take to try to fix the cancer. He playing with the Hanuman, the monkey god. Yeah, turpentine is good for the parasites and the paras. And here's the thing, let me dip in here real quick for people. Um, a lot of people want to get too healthy too quick, and so they want to get rid of all the parasites, but then they don't change their diet. And what people need to realize is the parasites, the worms, are your friend. They're keeping you alive. All of the garbage you're putting in your system, those worms and parasites are ingesting and digesting for you. And if they're not in there, then it will become a problem for you. So you need to, if you're going to do a parasite cleanse, that you make sure that afterwards your diet is completely changed. Or else you're going to hurt yourself, because those parasites were doing you a favor. Those parasites were on your team. They were like, they got in your body. It's like, oh shit, look at all this stuff that he's not or she's not using. Look at all this garbage. And they're eating the garbage for you. They're digesting the garbage that your body cannot digest. Make sense? And so if you're going to get rid of them with turpentine, make sure that you're already clean first. A parasite cleanse is not the first thing you do. The first thing you would do would be a bowel cleanse, and then a liver cleanse, and then a kidney cleanse, then a blood cleanse, and then lastly, you would do a parasite cleanse. Because the parasites, if you got rid of them first, you're doing it backwards. The parasites have a job to do. And if you have nothing in your house, and in fact, a parasite cleanse, if you're very healthy, you don't need to do a cleanse of anything, because the parasites will just die because they'll have nothing to eat. Do a water fast? What are they going to eat? You're going to want those parasites in your system while you're doing a water cleanse to be eating off all of the decayed, rotten garbage that's coming out of your body, to remove it, and then at the end of the cleanse, then you can go ahead and do a parasite removal. But until then, it would be very unwise. Everybody's out here, you got worms, you got parasites. Like, they're your friends, buddy. If you get rid of them too soon, watch how like watch what will happen. You hurt yourself. Do I oil my face every day? No. I do, like everything I do. You'll see me on here. Sometimes I'll be looking a little more ratchet, and sometimes I'll be looking fresh. It just depends. Some days is after a fast, some days it's after a feast, some days I'll use aged urine. So a few days of aged urine is nice, and then some days, I don't shower, and the hair gets cleansed once a week. Sometimes it's every day. It just depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll oil myself. Sometimes I'll do like a full coconut top to bottom. Like, I'll take like cups of coconut oil and just douse myself with it. But it just depends time of year. But no, I don't. I don't use oil every day. Daryl Foster. I look like a straight junkie. This is correct. Yeah, I'm a complete junkie, homie. Nah, I'm just a junkie, homie. Is it this? Is it this that's doing it? Is it the hippie? Should I take my hair down? Would that make me look like a junkie? Maybe I should put a suit and tie on. Then would I look like a junkie? Maybe I'll clean up my beard a little bit. Maybe, is it the lighting, maybe? Any boogers in there? Nah, because I'm being... it is pretty funny, yeah. How about is the lighting better now? There, her. Best enema or tonics for liver and kidneys? Those are two different things. Enemas are the way to go to clean out the liver and the gallbladder. And the coffee is the way to go. No, I mean, I'm messing around with some instruments now. I mean, I probably should participate a little more with the drums and the stringed instruments. I mean, I played around with the piano a little bit, but I'm by no means skilled at it. Cro Magna. I don't know the wasabi. There's something good there. Hot fire. Uh, I've addressed the fecal transplant thing. It's the dumbest. I made a whole video on this. So, it's a dumb thing. Like to take somebody else's shit and shove it up your ass is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I'm not gonna do a whole. I already did a whole video on it. So, um, yeah, fecal matter transplants. Just that's just a shitty idea. What's up, Brandzen? Um, yeah, you could. I mean, I've used urine on a dog before. She had like a couple skin issues, and I used my aged urine and it fixed it. Um, but like because collecting a dog's piss is kind of difficult. And considering my dog eats about the same diet as me, we're pretty similar. Yeah, John Shore, vodka enema, you'd kill yourself. I don't think that'd be a good idea. I think in very, 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 very small amounts, but I would never say that like to anybody to go attempt it because it's, you know, because you'd be ingesting 100% of the alcohol, right? So I think there might be a purpose for a very, very low, like people have done apple cider vinegar enemas, but do too much and just the same way as uh, hydrogen peroxide, you wouldn't want to do too much because you're just going to injure yourself. So I think slow down before we go too far with that kind of stuff. Stick to the tried and true enemas. Um, I dig urine enemas, but coffee enemas are doing something completely different. Coffee is for your liver and gallbladder. Urine is just to cleanse. So it's two different things. Coffee is its own thing. Check out the videos I've made on that. Yeah, use urine on your dog's eye infection. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you think of it in the other direction. People in India and different cultures use cow urine. And there's some African tribes that use a lot of cow urine to change their own hair color from black to orange. Ammonia-rich cow piss, and they'll use it for healing and for drinking. They drink the cow's piss. Why they don't drink their own, I don't know, but they do drink cow's piss and use cow piss. I mean, most people are using. Here's the truth, which is so funny. Most people are using cows or other people's piss on their face every single day. Go look at beauty products and find something that has urea in it, which would be most about 90% of women's makeup products. Gonna have urea, and that's from human piss or dog piss or cow piss. So people are like, "Ew, you put piss on your face?" I'm like, bitch, so do you. At least it's my own. At least I know where I got it from. Hmm. I know, Mike Hawk. What's better, the tofu or the bag it comes in? See that's funny. I mean, where we are now, I would assume it's probably the bag. You'd probably be better off. But obviously, if you were getting it from a good source, from the soy sources and where it originally came from, I mean, where we are now, you don't know what you're getting. But tofu in and of itself is a great, great, great thing. But we're so far away from the source of it, we don't know what we're getting. So unless you're really certain of the source, it's probably a silly idea. I would stick to the egg. At least you know what an egg is. There's no trickery going on there. You know what it is. It's an egg. Egg or tofu? I mean, egg all day. I'll eat those chicken's ovaries. I mean, tofu is great. I mean, when it's good, it's good. It's excellent. Yeah, my dog is I don't know 13, and other than having she other than like one skin tag that she's got, like she's straight. Like she's good. I don't feed her dog food. She eats my food, and she drinks distilled water. And I'll fast her sometimes too. Doesn't get sick. She's and like most people think she's still a puppy. She's in wildly good shape. Uh. The GMO sky. Yeah, the GMO sky is part of it too. Yeah, dimension extensions. That's funny. You said the GMO sky. That's like a Freudian slip, but yeah, genetically modified skies that we have. Yeah, you know what the cosmic egg in the middle realm, vegan truther. I mean, I dig it. I don't see why I don't see why we wouldn't live inside of an egg. The egg is universal. If you look at the shape of an egg and realize that there's a electrical energy that's occurring within the egg, there's like electricity in there. To think that we live inside of an egg would be pretty reasonable. To like people say, oh, you live on a globe. I think we live in a globe, like an egg. But I think there's lots of eggs everywhere, and I think the eggs are flying around in outer space. Who the fuck knows? Because it's just you don't know. Maybe you could dip out of body and fly through one of the portals like the sun or one of the other light systems and see what's going on out there. You can find out for yourself, but there's no way of showing anybody that if they can't get out of body and use their spirit outside of their physical form. But yeah, I think the egg model is a good one. I think it's a lot better than just thinking we live on a flat Earth. I mean, certainly the plane we live on is pretty fucking flat. Uh, but I think the concept that we're inside of an egg or a hatching, something that, you know, something like a giant uh, I don't know. They talk about being on the back of a tortuga, you know, being the back of a turtle. And I think the shape of the turtle, that is the same shell shape as like an egg, right? So I think living inside of an egg is an interesting concept. Oh yeah, John Shorge, Grim Nasty's tree stump North Pole is pretty interesting. I've liked some of the models he's drawn. He's drawn some really cool ones. I dig it. Yeah, huge entities in clouds. So many people talk about that. I never noticed them myself. Um, I met some interesting people though lately. Some some undertakers who can see dead people. I don't really have an opinion on, you know, everybody's part of some sort of like, here's the here's what's going on the nebula, you know, Voltron and all this shit. I don't. It's so. It's very funny. I wonder if these people are like disillusioned to their own bullshit, or if they really can see something else. Like these people that talk about these different planets and stuff, and they talk about this ancient history. I'm like, are you getting that like from your imagination, or do you really believe that? And because these are people that still believe in a heliocentric model, and so I'm like, well, you're already. I have a hard time following and listening to what you're saying, because if you really believe we're following behind the sun through a galaxy, I don't see that. I can't feel that. I can't dig anything else you're saying. So I don't know, man. It's, you know, when something's unverifiable, something like that, I kind of just kind of go, well, yeah, maybe. You know, have I experienced it? No. Can I get out of body? Have I seen some entities and things? Yeah, but um, you know, I talk about archons and things like that, but I'm not gonna get too into that right now. And, you know, there's always a false light. Something like everything is a false light. I don't know. Like, what's good for you? There's some light right there. Oh. Is that the true light? Is it a sun simulation? I don't know. Was the last sun real? What's real? Oh, where are we? I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on the false light beings or the light beings. I don't know. It's hard to have an opinion on yourself. A light being. Yeah, I don't, and the chakras too. I don't know. Again, you know, people talk about that shit too. Like, does anybody really experience these chakras? You know, when you line them up, they're basically just your organs or your different. I don't know. It's are they imagination or are they actually there? I mean, you have different spots in your body that you can collect and feel energy from. So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to explain things like having looked into what the chakras are and all. People are posting these pictures and talking about them. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain that to somebody else. Like you'd have to feel it out for yourself. I just know that I have organs and I have different systems in my body that do certain things that link up to where the chakras are, and it's more of a physical thing. How would I describe my lifestyle, electric towel? Uh, I don't know, man. Like right now, I'm at a very the last few moments here I've been in. I don't know. Like that's kind of the same thing. I don't know, but deal with it currently. I'm just kind of walking around enjoying whatever I can. Lighting people's life up, and I guess it's like this. Who says if someone's sure of something, confuse them, and someone's confused, make them sure. You know, I find a lot of humor in that. Yeah, Griff, I seen that virtual windows on luxury aircrafts. Yeah, wait until they put all windows become virtual, and then all of a sudden they start trying to convince people that they can see the curve. They can see the curve of the Earth now. That's virtual reality, homie. It's always funny whenever somebody takes a picture out of a window from a plane, and you can see how flat it is, and you're like, "Oh, I thought you said the Earth was a ball. Where's the curve out this plane?" And whenever my friends are like, "Oh, the Earth's a ball," it's like, "Oh, were you flying somewhere soon? Yeah, check it. Look out the window." And they'll swear they've seen it. I'm like, man, I worked for an airline. I've flown so many planes. Every time somebody takes a picture, you can see how flat it is. But they're sure it's a ball. Brandon Downs. Yeah, LSD and the five chakras. I mean, I've I haven't had chakras bursting open, but that sounds awesome. Hmm. Yeah, John Shore. I'll look into Cameron and Abigail and Lisa, and my guess is, you know, there's these certain kinds of people, and it's like these spiritual chicks out here. Why are they always good looking? Like, hi, and I'm spiritually this, and I know all about the Pleiadians. I'm like, why is it? Why are you? Why is there nobody? Why none of these? normal looking, ugly people out here talking about that. Or then you got these crusty old ladies that are always like, well, I'm an old ancient witch magician. And they always had, one of them's over here saying, the chakras are your best friend. And the other ones are out here like, oh, they're evil and they'll take you to hell. And I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just kind of a human being. I don't know if that's really, like, I'm not going to follow either of your belief systems because I think they both are false. I think everything is false other than my experience with it. Do I see shamanism as earth worship? I don't like the word worship, but yeah, in a sense, like, well, it's just communing with the earth. It's like interacting and participating with the elements. You know, talk about the four agreements or the air, fire, earth, and water. I think that's what shamanism is. It's the she-man, right? To bind the electrical and magnetic forces of the earth and to be in communion with it. Yeah, the dimension extensions. Yeah, I dig you on the hexagram over the heart. Or if you even think about like Christians, they wear a necklace with a cross on it. They're crossing. They say, "Cross your heart, hope to die." What? Yeah, you put a cross in your heart and you hope to die because you're crossing the energy of your heart and your heart's magnet. This is like an electrical field, right? So what do I have here? This is not. This is this is not a cross made of some sort of metal that's right. This is a different. That's a healthy thing rather than a cross. So yeah, I don't. I'm more on your thing here. I don't see the chakras as false implants. The hexagrams and the hexing is interesting though. Ray Nava. Sometimes I sleep on the floor. Not usually, because I have a nice bed. I have a bed made of it's a cotton on top of a kakibutan. It's a futon and a kakibutan. It's like the old Asian setup of a bed. And it's pretty comfortable and organic and all of that. Yeah, you went to Maui. Yeah, my friend just went to Maui. Yeah, 35,000 feet, still no curve. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to find it. Your cat is sneezing blood. Um, Man, I don't know. What would you do if you were sneezing blood? Ask yourself that. Your cat's going to be no different. And when you say natural, what is natural mean to you? A cat should have a diet akin to a snake, basically. You might want to see if the cat would drink some vinegar, like apple cider vinegar. That might help. Blood clots, opposite of clotting is cleansing of blood, making it thinner, and you can thin blood with alcohol or vinegar. And I doubt a cat would drink alcohol, so you can try some vinegar. Weebu Fiend Lee Carroll, what are my thoughts on immortality? Of course we're immortal. Our spirit definitely is, and our body could be if you want it to be. I've done many talks on immortality. Look, go to my first videos I was making when my channel's name was Proto Theo Homo Luminous, which means original God, light, man, right? Proto Theo, original, right? God, Homo meaning man, luminous meaning light, and it's all about immortality. Like a lot of my original videos were on that concept. You can look into that. But yeah, of course you're immortal. Spirit is, the thought is, the mind is, the body can be if you want it to be. What up, Jude Meister? Hey, Jude Meister, I just seen that you sent me an email like from a couple weeks back. I just seen it, so I'll get back to you, and we do that one-on-one soon. I just seen it. Or wasn't it actually? No, it wasn't even an email. It was through PayPal or whatever. Because I didn't even realize like people can comment underneath it. I just noticed that. So yeah, whenever you want to, I'll try to chat with you. You know, this week sometime. Sun Soul, you recently heard someone say that we should not self pleasure and that when we are intimate with someone, we should hold on the orgasm because it's overcoming our animal instincts. I'll just be very, very precise in saying that's fucking retarded. I mean, it's just that basic. I mean, why else would you have this body? The highest, the highest good is pleasure. Now, to what degree? And I talk about like Taoist sexual practices of a man holding an orgasm to build up energy, to increase pleasure. There's much wisdom in that, but to not do it, especially for a woman, to not self pleasure is fucking retarded. You just sit here and don't pleasure yourself, like don't have joy. How dare you look at that? How dare you listen to that? That is the most, you know. Whoever said that, I would just not listen to anything that person ever had to say ever again, because they're full of shit. Like here, you know, it's you know, again, this is not to say to go in the complete other direction and become a hedonist, because hedonism has its downfalls, which is so much pleasure that you drain all of your dopamine and blah blah blah, and you basically you don't find energy in the mundane. You know, the original baseline principle of who you are, there should be pleasure in, and then you look to increase that energy and pleasure, and to think that you shouldn't pleasure yourself. A person should stop eating. They should go put themselves in a tiny little hole and bury themselves. What's the purpose of life? Don't have any pleasure. Don't feel good. What are you, insane? Don't get sunshine. You better not go out inside and get sunshine, because that's pleasurable. Going and sitting in the sun, that gives me pleasure. Don't do it. What's the goal then? To do the opposite? Should I grab a hammer and just start smashing myself in the nuts for 24 hours a day? Oh. I mean, there is a reason, again, for being, you know, holding off on something. There is a reason for building up the tension. There is a reason for you know, denying yourself pleasure for a little while. There's a reason for this, but not to any, like, you can't use that as a base point for realization of anything. That's silly. That's very silly. And the idea of it being connected to animal instincts, like, you're not an animal. You're a god. You didn't evolve from animals. Animals are a separate thing altogether. Deny your animal instincts. You know what, animals have many instincts, and they have many ways of being. What kind of animal are we talking about? An animal, like, because here's how, here's the trick. You know, overcome your animal instincts. Well, do you know what? I see animals that are vegetarian, that are vegan, right? Let's go back to the beginning. This is the funny of the vegan thing. Animals that are herbivores, that are very loving and caring and wonderful. Should I not be like them? But then I find some that are like, they go and kill things, right? I mean, what is an animal instinct anyways? All different animals have all different instincts. A hawk has a different instinct than a fish, than does a cow, than does a dog, than does, you know? That was pleasurable for me to do that. Should I not have done that? Don't fart. It's pleasurable. Stealing fire from the gods? How can you steal fire from the gods when you are a god? Aren't you Prometheus? Aren't you a fire being? There's a fire inside of me. That's what keeps me warm. That's why you're warm-blooded. Because you're made of fire. Yeah. I mean, to be enlightened. Enlightened by what? Enlightened by a lack of pleasure and not understanding that you are Prometheus, you are the god, you are the fire being. I don't know. Doesn't say. It sounds like somebody trying to persuade someone to believe in what they're selling. What are you selling? What are you trying to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an artist. I want to be playful. I want to play with puppies. It's my animal instinct to go play with puppies. Don't do that. You fucking kidding me? If I saw like 50 puppies like outside right now, I would jump off of my balcony and go play with those goddamn things. Yeah, Jude Meister. Once you figure out what's in that well water, man, you're like, oh man. You look at what's inside of a distiller after you clean the water. Man, oh man, to think that's what's inside of your veins and in your body. Yeah, that's all that like, varicose, hardened veins and things. That's what that is. Yeah, and Sunsoul, just to finish it off, like no, no, like as a man, like you should be rubbing and pleasuring yourself, but like to bring yourself to orgasm all the time, as a man, you're depleting energy because you're as a man you give energy and it comes out of you. As a woman, it's recycled internally. So a woman's orgasm is self-replicating. It goes back into her, right? So like when a man impregnates a woman, he's giving the woman the spirit. The men are the spirit, the women are the material world. This is why the men are the gods that came into the daughters of, like, the gods of high, the gods of electricity are men that expend and push energy, which is spirit. Electricity is spirit, into the magnetic womb of the woman. So a woman's orgasm is good internally. A man should own, like, and this is why Montauk Chia speaks about learning to orgasm inside of self and not ejaculate. So if a man can learn to do that, that's perfect. So you'd still be ejaculating, but internally you'd be self pleasuring, and that's the point of it. What up, David Kowaleski? I don't know what my moon sign is. Um, and the sun and the moon signs. I mean, you're just talking about like the personalities that you have during the day and during the night. I don't really, that's not really on my mind right now, man. I'm happy to dig into that another time, as I've dug on those before, but my mind's not really right there now. Oh, Jude Meister, yeah, my tarot friends, yeah, they're staying at my place for a little while. I might do a video with them. I might just go over to the. I might go while they're working at the in the quarter, because they read tarot in the French Quarter, and maybe I'll just go and video from there. Weeboo Fiendly. Oh, cool, man. Well, hope you're enjoying. This is, you know, they're always a little different. It depends on what time of day, where I get up, kind of interactions that I've had with people. I mean, this is all real time. I don't have really like any sort of like, you know, here's what I'm going to be teaching this week. I don't know. It's whatever. It's kind of being like fluid within the moments of, okay. Sometimes I won't have anything to say for a week because I've been introverted and collecting energy or experiences, and then I'll have a bunch of experiences, and then I'll be able to do like 2 weeks worth of shows because I was like, oh, I just went out for like a week and feasted and came in contact and across all these people that gave me these different points of view, and then I share those kind of things. So. Yeah, the mortal and moral is pretty funny to me. Electric Towel, mortals and morals. It's to be mortal is to cross your morals, right? You put a T inside of a moral, but what is your moral compass? There is none. It's just it's whatever it is for you. There are no such thing as morals or ethics. You can look around the world and see that doesn't exist because it's all just a giant conglomerate of experiences. I mean, we can tell what quality is, but the idea of having when you have morals you start to age yourself, because in every instance you have a different set of morals. You know, this is like morals and dogma, or religious principles. Religious principles are based upon morals and dogmas. It'd be nice to be like this, and we say, okay, these are great ideas, but they won't always stand. They won't always be the same. Yeah, dimension extensions. Well, see, you said you don't masturbate because you feel drained after. Um, well, then start learning the Taoist practices of not ejaculating, and you have wet dreams because it's a natural thing. You have energy that you need to learn to re. You know, you have what you would say is you have a blocked chakra. You have a blocked yellow chakra. You have a blocked orange chakra. You can't move the energy up your spine or into the rest of your system. Um, so the idea of feeling drained after, maybe don't masturbate during the day, masturbate at night, or learn to not to come, right? And then also, if you have a wet dream, maybe then it'll give you more of reason to clean your diet, clean up your mind, learn how to astrally project, and learn how to do something different in the dream world, and then you collect energy. You know, it's a release valve for energy. Yeah, there you go, John Shore. Orgasm and ejaculation are two separate things. David Kowaleski, the Christos and Sun and Moon signs. The Christos, the oil offering. Yeah, yeah, man. I told you we'll do that soon, man. And Crow Magna, that's so funny. The sun gazing is evil and sun worshipping is, but she trying to tan every day. Yeah, ain't that funny? Melanin is evil, but I need more melanin. Yeah, there you go, Electric Tau. Electric Tau said it best. Animation of the spirit, architects of the environment. There you go, yeah, Cro-Magnon, exactly. Denying anything you're already making is a crucial mistake in managing your energy. Yeah, there you go. You can't deny the orgasm, but you can learn to move with it. Like you're gonna you'll be wasting. See, it's not wasting. That's the thing people don't get. Like it's kind of just like, do you feel like buying a bunch of Christmas presents, or do you feel like having a gift every other day? That's how you could look at the use of energy and the orgasmic experience. Do you want to have one big finally we'll get there, or have pleasure every day, or what is It's just a matter of thinking of it that way, because for the man, it's the kidneys that are going to replenish the the kidneys will replenish the semen. So the kidneys are connected to the kidneys are connected to the eyes, which are the two eyes, the two kidneys, and the two testicles, right? So when you waste that, you basically, if you were sun gazing, you'd be getting more energy in here to help reinforce and empower the kidneys. So kidney drinks, like what's his name, Doctor. I don't know. There's a couple really good kidney tonics, which will help to strengthen and increase the energy in the testicles, which I would assume would probably be very similar to a woman's eggs as well. But I don't know it for the woman's standpoint. I would look into Montauk Chia's multi-orgasmic woman or multi-orgasmic couple. Hey Griff, that's funny. I don't know about that. That's interesting. The pee. You pee into intertwining streams. You got a weird wee buddy. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. That's pretty funny. Might be something to it, huh? What a pink motorcycle. Yeah, the schedule and planning things ahead, it does take the magic out of life. I've always meditated on that kind of idea. There's a time for being present, and there's a time for reminiscing and looking into your past and having some sort of understanding and foundation for living now. And there's something about thinking about the future and making plans. They say, like Alan Watts always talks about the concept that those the only people that can plan for the future are the ones that are currently living in the present. And so to live in the present, there's nowhere else to exist. You can sometimes get in that place where your mind goes there and mind goes back there, but and you're like, oh, what the hell was I just doing? Where did I put my glasses in there on top of your head? That kind of thing that you're just not paying attention, and you've lost the moment to where did it go? You've just bypassed it, and here we are again in the present moment. Here's another opportunity to live in the present moment. So there's that's the curious thing about the magic is people they want magic, but then they're too busy thinking about okay, I need a car in the future. Well, slow down a little bit. There's a way of getting that car. There's a way of getting whatever you want, but it really it's inclusive into being fully engaged with whatever you're doing now. So then if you're engaged with what you're doing now, then there's really no worry about what you're doing tomorrow, right? Like right now, if I was thinking about oh man, I got to go in an hour to lunch with so and so. If I was thinking about that, I couldn't be talking to you right now and focused on whatever the hell it is that you all want to talk about, right? Yeah, sun gazing will help regenerate your sexual energy for sure. You pee and it goes everywhere. you, that's funny. Yeah, electric talk, consuming more seeds, and for people that are going to be consuming seeds, make sure you put those seeds and nuts in water first and bring them to life because the seed is the life. If you're eating nuts or seeds by themselves, just eating them, the purpose of those seeds, it doesn't matter how much protein you think you're getting because it's that's not how that works. If you're eating seeds and nuts, the purpose of them will be to be a bulk fibrous substance to clean your body. But if you were to first put them in the water, and you're gonna have to take a raw seed and turn it into a living thing, then you'd be getting the electricity and the energy and the information and the what you would call protein out of it. A seed is completely different if it's raw or if it's actually sprouted. So by sprouting your seeds, you're getting a completely different energy out of it. So you'd be getting the electrical energy and the stimulation that way, and the other way you'd be getting a cleansing. Weeboo Fiendly, the solar snatch. That's amazing. I wish I lived in a place that there was, I wish there was a roof. That's what I'm gonna have to do this summer. Find a roof where I can, who was it? Master of Earth talks about getting sun on your genitals and how important it is. The last house I lived in, I had the sun came into this window so perfectly, and it was just the way it was set up where I could be inside and still naked catching some sun rays on the junk. But the solar yanni, that's wicked. That must be awesome for you, Weeboo, catching the solar punani. It's she takes off her panties and it's wow. There's light shining out of there like emeralds. Of course, Sun Soul. Sipping on nectar. What's going on? Do I know anything about projectors finding the others? I do know about that to a degree. I'm by no means as high level as, I mean, I know about it because I've been to different levels of astral projection, but I'm not that focused. Like, because the same way my practices here, I'm kind of freely moving. Like, so whenever I get into these lucid experiences of out of body, like I'm kind of enjoying the experience and going on a journey. And so I less times will actually have a conscious thing to go and want to find others, right? Where like Terrence McKenna said, find the others, right? It can be done. I've definitely seen people or experienced people that I know astral project that I've come in contact with. Like I've met Savan Bomar out of body before. I don't know that, I don't know that was like his purpose or my purpose or if he remembers or he knows who I am. But I've, there's plenty of people that I've met out of body that I was certain of who they were. And then, but then again, they have to be aware of it too. So it's like, I'll be hanging out with some of my friends out of body, but they're unaware that they're out of body. Like they're sleeping, and we're off doing something, and I'm like, hey, do you know you're sleeping right now or whatever? And they don't really get it, right? They don't realize that they have this themselves and then that themselves, and there's kind of like a rush, like Russian dolls, right? Where like here's this level of me, there's that level. Whether they don't know it, you can kind of plant things there for them. You can kind of make them more aware. But yeah, it can be done for sure. Why not? It would take like if I want like 40 days of just like this is what I'm doing every night and I'm gonna focus on it. Like I could, again, you would need to do it too. Like I could meet you in the astral realm, but we would both have to be like, here's where we're doing it and how we're doing it. And we'd have to like, but we'd also have to be. You got to bring the information back here. See, that's the tricky part. It's like how many times you had these really great dreams, these really great out of body experiences, and then you get back and you wake up like, oh man, that was so great. But what was that? I remember I was walking down the street and I seen that license plate or that. I came and who was that? It's hard to bring the information back all the time, but it certainly can be done. Oh, Greg, exactly. A Jude Meister, funny you ask about the DMT. I was going to do a video on this. About a week and a half ago, I was in a dream, and I smoked DMT in my dream. Like, I was very aware of what I was doing. I've never done DMT on this realm, but it made me really consider, like, because I think I was out of body, and so my spirit smoked DMT 3 times. Like, I smoked the first time. The second time, I started to see reality matrix change, and then I took the third hit of DMT in my dream world, and everything went digital, and I dipped into that, which woke up here. So my thought was, am I, because Savan Bomar talked about this a while ago, that he found his lower self, and he was sitting in an opium den smoking opium, and he found himself in the opium den as like levels, right? And I came to the same kind of thought, like maybe I'm smoking DMT in another realm to come here. Maybe, who knows? And now here I am inside of my own DMT trip that I put myself in that other realm. But if I'm aware of it, I can change it, I can alter it, right? But it definitely was, during it, I've done other things that are analog to DMT. So I'm aware of kind of what occurs in the mind and the dilation of time and things. And I've had friends that have done DMT, so I'm kind of aware of what it would do, and it was kind of like that. So are we all in a DMT trip here together? Yeah, there you go, Electric Tile. The dry seeds should be only eaten for like the level of cleansing the internal, or like the internal your hey puppy it just for cleansing, so it's just the fiber versus, like you said, you need to open up, like, again, this gets back into why people need to, when we use root vegetables, cook them, because it opens up the energy of the vegetation. DMT sent you in a time loop. Whenever I had done Salvia Divornium, I've worked with Salvia Divornium quite a bit, and there was a very interesting time looping thing and reality folding on itself, which was very, very interesting. I found that very, very curious. Wicked von Honthorst, that's awesome. Yeah, dimension extensions, that's what's up. Getting outside in the warmth is the way to go. The idea of doing mushrooms or any sort of any sort of trip is best in warmth or a beach or trees, that organic environment. Yeah, Weeboo. That's yeah, interesting. Like for me, like even smoking, even just marijuana. Like I don't necessarily prefer just smoking marijuana by itself. I'd rather drink I'd rather drink first. I'd rather have a couple of drinks in me and then smoke. I find it to be a much more balanced experience because there's a stark contrast to things where at least when you're going from completely sober to smoking something, whatever it might be, any kind of element, I find that the transition by using alcohol is a more fluid transition because you become a little more lucid, right? Alcohol gives you this kind of like lucidity, right? So that the transition to being high is a much easier one. Like it's more comfortable. I've always found it much more comfortable to be drunk and high. Interesting. Man seed and preservatives. That's interesting. Man, I've been very interested in the idea of the seed connected to um, phyto. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like elements that glow in the dark. So you look at like under a black light, there are certain things that glow in the dark, and there's certain types of this gets into like the concept of Lucifer, light bringer, and what light is, and the semen as being a carrier of light. And so all of these different types of root systems, ayahuasca, I would almost guarantee glows in the dark. It's one of those roots, just like I don't know. I've done so many videos on some of these other popular ones, and I'm just blanking on it right now. But it's the stuff that they would make gin and tonic with quinine. It's the cinchona bark, and that glows in the dark. Like you put a black light on it, and you can see it. And so the idea is that the light from that system is actually killing off parasites. It's bringing light to the system, and the parasites leave. And so that in the same way, I think there's a really interesting connection between what light is and the quality of light. Where does it? How can it possibly be doing that? Where is the light coming from? And then we could get into deeper into that sonoluminescence and the energy of sound creating light, and vice versa. In the beginning, there was the word, right? Out of silence, and then there was Om, and that Om created light. Did the sound create the light? Quinine, there it is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, drugs are completely, everyone's system is completely radically different. If we all start from baseline where all have clean bodies, then drugs would all affect us pretty much the same. But we have so many other neurological systems that are running in our head. Somebody that has a job that they're working that requires them working in an assembly line is going to have a different drug experience, even if you had the same diet as somebody that's an artist. could have the same diet as an artist, but the drug experience would be completely different and unique to you because of your environment and your mental environment, meaning the systems that are running in your head of how you believe they're in order to the universe to work. You have a certain order of the universe. Here's how this gets to this. I get to work this way every day, and here's the money that I make to do this, to get this thing. And that's your system. That's one of the systems that's running in your head. So your drug experience will, whatever, again, a drug experience is always unique to every single thing that you eat is a drug. So higher level, like more intense drugs are just going to have a more intense alteration of consciousness. Whoa! I don't know what happened there, but I'm back. Something got something jiggled loose, and the so there you go. That's I guess the last thing I said. You guys got that idea about the affecting of. Did you all get the part where I was talking about the mind and like your level of experience with the kind of job you might have, the kind of environment you're in? Did that all? Did you catch all that? I don't know where it stopped. Cool. Dimension extension, that's crazy. Whoa. One second, y'all. And that's really interesting. A woman will have the baby will have the traits of all the men that she's ever been with. That's interesting. That makes a lot of sense. It does make like some sort of imprint. I mean, if you get into like why the Aztecs, I don't know if it was the Aztecs, but you know, those the little brown people that from the Mexicos, they would have like once a year they would have like a giant group orgy, so that no one knew who the father was, like who's the father of this thing. And so they would all believe that the child was the village's to raise, and that's where the idea it takes a village to raise a child would come from. But the concept of the energies put on the child to come out, yeah, that's from all the fathers. That's very interesting. Well, not all the fathers, but all the men a woman has been with. Weeboo. My physical right now, like I've been lazy as anything. I'm in lately, but come spring, I'll be back out there, running around and playing and doing shit. It just for me, it's always again, everything is always stimulated with what's going on around me and what I want to get involved with. Like sometimes I'll like to go play basketball. Sometimes I'll be running around. Other times, I'm kind of more just chilling. It just depends. Depends if I'm feeling physical, or if I'm feeling thoughtful, or if I'm feeling kind of run with it that way. Well, check it out, y'all. I gotta go take this little puppy for a walk into the outer world, the outside environment. But it was fun. I'll try. Maybe I'll get back on here a little later today. We'll do something else. Maybe I had a couple ideas that I wanted to do over the past couple of days, but I couldn't find a good location to actually record from. That's the only reason I didn't jump on. So maybe I'll do that later today. And as always, if you feel like it, hit the donate button and give me your money. Give me your money. This is a stick up. And always say, like and subscribe and all that stuff. And let your friends know. We'll have a party. Anything they need to know. Good to see y'all. Talk soon.